Hi guys, today we're prepping meals for the entire week for under $40. I'm headed into Lidl, one of my favorite stores, and as soon as I walk in the door, I see a great price on blackberries. $1.69 for this entire package. They are going straight into my cart. I'm going to walk around the produce section and pick up everything I need for both my fruit salad and my mixed green salad. Before you start meal prepping, the main thing you want to do is have your menu in mind and your budget in mind. Those are the main two things, so that when you go into the grocery store, you have a direction of what you want to purchase and you're not just kind of like all over the place. I do give myself a little bit of wiggle room because sometimes you'll find great sales on items, but I always have a plan. So here I'm picking up a 1 pound package of spring mix. This will make between 5 and 8 salads. I'm also going to pick up some broccoli. I know that I want to roast some and I also want to leave some raw for my salad. So I pick up a few pieces of broccoli. I saw a great deal on Brussels sprouts. They were $1.79 for this bag, so they're going straight into my cart, and they will also be roasted for my roasted vegetables. I'm headed over here to get some grapes. The price was pretty good. I don't want to get a lot. I want a small bag. So I'm just kind of searching through just to make sure I get the right size. Another thing you don't want to do is over purchase. Sometimes we get so excited we buy too much and then food ends up going to waste. So I'm headed to the meat section. I was looking for chicken breasts. They were all out. So I opted for some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. They're going right into my cart. And then I'm just going to walk around and pick up a few other items. I got some brown basmati rice. I went back and got some blueberries because I couldn't pass up that $3.49 for such a large pack. When I'm getting rung up, I'm noticing I'm a little bit over $40, but I just remembered I forgot to scan my app. So after I scanned the app, it went down to under $40. So here's everything I purchased. I got some eggs, all types of fresh produce, my meat. I'm going to start by boiling my eggs. So we're going to boil our eggs for about 10 minutes. I'm also going to start 2 cups of that brown basmati rice with 4 cups of water. I'm going to reserve the additional rice for another meal prep. We're going to start with our fruit salad. So I've already washed my blueberries and my blackberries. They are in my bowl. I washed my grapes and I'm going to add them directly to my bowl. Once my grapes are in the bowl, we're going to go ahead and cut up that pineapple. It's already been washed. I just cut off the top and the bottom. I'm going to cut the rind off and I'm going to cut it into cubes. Now I'm working this way because I want to use the least amount of dishes possible. So I'm using this cutting board for everything. So we're going to start with the fruit and veggies first, and then we'll move on to the meat, spray everything down, and then, work on our salad. So I have a plan in mind of how I want to get this done because I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen and I also don't want to use a lot of dishes. Okay, so the rind is cut off of our pineapple. I'm going to cut out the core just like I'm doing here, and I'm kind of leaning it on the side just so that you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to cut this quarter of pineapple in half and then cut the pineapple into chunks. You can also cut it into thirds and then into chunks depending on how big your pineapple is. So we have some nice sized chunks here. It looks so good. I'm going to show you one more and then I'll finish the rest. Our fruit salad is already coming together. Now you can add whatever fruit you like. If you want to add some cantaloupe or strawberries, whatever you like, feel free to do that. Just mix it up and have fun. So I'm going to stir everything together. This fruit salad is looking really, really good. And then I have some 12-ounce containers that I'm going to use to package my fruit salad. Now this actually made about 8 cups. These are 12 ounces each. So I was able to share some with a few other people. So I'm just scooping everything into my containers. It takes about 2 to 3 nice sized spoons to fill up the container. And this will definitely be enough for a nice breakfast or a nice snack. So look how good our fruit salad is looking. Of course, I tasted some. The fruit was so sweet and so delicious. I'm going to put the lid on these and put these to the side. Now, these are going to be great during the week. I'm going to have leftover boiled eggs. So I'm going to eat the boiled egg and the fruit, and that'll be a great breakfast. All right, so time to get our veggies prepped. So I'm going to start to cut up our sweet bell peppers, and I'm going to cut these into chunks because these are going to actually be roasted. And since they'll be roasted, you do want to preheat your oven. I'm going to preheat my oven to 375 degrees. I did want to mention that. So I'm going to cut 2 of my bell peppers into chunks, and then I'm going to slice one to use for my salad. So we have 2 that are going to be roasted. One is going to be left raw for the salad. And this is the one that's going to be left raw. I'm going to go ahead and slice it up and then put those slices to the side. So later on, they will go right on top of our salad. So far our eggs are boiling, our rice is cooking, and our veggies are being prepped. All right, so here's our cucumbers already been washed. We're going to go ahead and slice our cucumber and put that to the side. That'll also be used for our salad, of course. And then if I have any leftovers, sometimes I'll use it just to snack on throughout the day. Put in like a little Ziploc bag or a little container, and that'll be a nice little snack. All right, so that goes in the bowl with the bell peppers for the salad. We'll set that to the side. And then last but not least, I have some red onion. They've already been washed. We're going to go ahead and cut these up. So I'm going to roast 1.5, and I'm going to use 1/2 for my salads. All right. So you can see everything is being used for multiple purposes and being prepped at the same time to make your life so much easier. For the ones that'll be roasted, just cut the onion in half and then in half again, and then cut it into nice sized chunks. I'll show you again with this half. Peel the skin off, cut it in half, and then into chunks. So simple. And I'm putting everything onto a baking sheet. All right, so here's our second onion. Like I said, we're going to roast half and slice half. So I'll show you that right here. Same thing. There we go. And this half will be sliced for our salads and reserved to the side. All right, so onions are done. And that's about the size of my slice. There we go. All right, so next up, I'm just rinsing my cutting board after each thing. Here's our broccoli, already been washed. We're going to go ahead and cut our broccoli florets. And then we're going to add those right to our baking sheet with our other vegetables. And I'm going to leave some of the broccoli raw for our salad. Same thing with all of your vegetables. All right, so our broccoli is done. Here are our Brussels sprouts. I just cut off the bottom of the Brussels sprouts and then cut the Brussels sprouts in half. If you want to leave the bottoms on, you can, but they always seem to not cook as fast as the rest of the Brussels sprouts. And they're always kind of hard, so I just like to cut them off and make my life easier. All right, so our veggies are done. So here are our veggies that we prepped. I have them on a parchment lined baking sheet. I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of olive oil on top of my vegetables. Same thing with the Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to season both with nature seasoning, black pepper, and a little bit of the McCormick vegetable seasoning that I love. I have my Brussels sprouts on a separate baking sheet because they do take a little bit longer to roast than these vegetables, so I always keep them separate. All right, so here is that McCormick vegetable seasoning. I love it, love it, love it. And after my seasoning is on, I'm just going to mix a little bit with my hands to make sure the seeds are distributed and pop them in a 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes. All right, here's our chicken. Make sure you pat your chicken dry after you wash it. I'm going to season my chicken with a house blend that I make, but any all-purpose season that you like will work. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil on my chicken. That'll just help me to distribute the seasonings a little bit easier. I'm going to do the same thing to the top and the bottom of the chicken. So there's my olive oil, just a little bit. I did leave the fat on the chicken thighs. You can cut yours off if you like. I'm going to rub the seasonings and olive oil into the chicken on both sides. And then the chicken is also going into that 375-degree oven for about 25 minutes. So everything is going to be in the oven together. Just make sure you set your timer to make sure you don't overcook anything. So there's our chicken, nice and seasoned, going into the oven. Of course, we're going to clean up our surface because while everything is in the oven, we are going to make our salads. So our meal prep is coming together. You all can see how quickly this is coming together. Use your oven. Your oven is your best friend. It's going to make everything so much easier for you. So after our surface is wiped down, we're going to go ahead and put out our containers for our salads. These are 32-ounce containers. You can use whatever size container you like. We're going to start to put some of those mixed salad greens in each of our salad containers and build these salads. Remember, we've already prepped our vegetables for the salad, so these will come together very, very quickly. So let's start to add our veggies. We're going to add our cucumbers first, or whatever order you like. We're going to add in our bell pepper, and then I'm adding in that fresh broccoli. Just do the same thing to all of your salads. I like to keep everything separate. You can just sprinkle everything across the top. Totally up to you how you want to make your salads. And also feel free to add additional vegetables. Here are those red onions that we cut up. Sometimes I love to add red cabbage, of course, carrots, whatever you like. Build yourself a wonderful salad. So our onions are on. And then I also had a few extra things. So we have our tomatoes, of course, to add to our salad. And in the kitchen, I had some dried cranberries and I also had some green olives. So I added a few of those things. And then remember, we also boiled our egg. The egg is going to go on the salad as well. And any extra eggs I will keep to eat throughout the week for breakfast. All right, so here are our dried cranberries. We're going to sprinkle some of those on top of each of our salads. This salad is coming together. I love a good salad. All right, so here are our boiled eggs. Just peel them and cut them right in half. I'm going to add 1 egg to each of our salads. And then later on, I did add on some green olives. So feel free to dress your salad up however you like. So salads are done. Put the lids on them. Put the salads to the side. All right, so let's build our meals. So here's our brown rice. It took about 20 to 25 minutes to cook. And you can see our rice is nice and fluffy. So I'm just going to do a little bit of rice per bowl. You can do as much or as little as you like. This made more than enough. For my 5 plates, I also had rice left over and I was able to share some. So I'm just putting a little bit of rice in the bottom. I just cooked it simply with water and a little bit of salt. I didn't add any butter or anything to my rice. And once that rice is in all 5 of my plates, I'm going to start to add on our roasted vegetables. Look how they look. So I'm going to do some of my plates with broccoli and some with both broccoli and Brussels sprouts. But every plate will have the roasted red onion and the roasted bell pepper. So feel free to add additional vegetables. You can always tailor these plates to your specific taste. I like to load it up with as many veggies as I can, because I'm trying to keep my plates nice and healthy. And you can see how colorful and delicious our plates are looking already. All right, so everything is coming together. Look at that broccoli. I did snack on a few pieces. Our chicken is out of the oven. I'm going to set that to the side. Just wanted to show it to you directly out of the oven. Look how it looks. And here are our Brussels sprouts. So I moved some of the plates closer to the camera that didn't have as many veggies, and I'm going to load those up with these roasted Brussels sprouts. All right, so these are coming together nicely. So with the chicken, I just cut the chicken in half or into thirds, and you can see how perfectly cooked and juicy our chicken thighs are, and they were just baked in the oven with that little bit of olive oil and seasonings. And I'm going to go ahead and start to add some chicken to my plates. Now, I did make 5 plates, and I did have chicken left over, and I'll show you how much I had left over at the end. So just add your chicken to your bowls. And you can do this with any protein or you can do all vegetables, totally up to you. And this is how our plate looks, guys. You cannot tell me this does not look delicious. Oh my God, it looks so good. All right, so here are our plates, nice and loaded up with all these wonderful and delicious and flavorful ingredients. Put the lid on our plates. They are now done too. So here is everything. We have our meals, we have our salads, we have our fruit salads, we also had leftover boiled eggs, we had leftover of a few things, so I can actually share or make a few additional meals if I like. And everything looks so colorful, so fresh. It's flavored very, very well, not a whole bunch of fat and oil. Here's the leftover chicken, so I can use this on top of my salads or to make a sandwich or whatever I like. So all of our meal prep is done, and hopefully you all give it a try. I'll talk to you later.